Hello, this is my end of the year data presentation for my School of Service, Oxon Hill Middle School. Oxon Hill Middle School has a strong culture of peace where everyone is addressed as a king or queen. Oxon Hill Middle School at a glance. On the MSDE school report card, Oxon Hill Middle School scored a 3 out of 5 stars, which is an improvement from the previous year where they scored 2 stars out of 5. Their percentile rank is 21 for middle schools. As you can see, the school enrollment is fairly small with 759 students. The predominant races that are represented are African American and Hispanic at 370 and 311 students respectively. Part Data 2018 in English Language Arts. 16.4% of 6th graders and 27.8% of 7th graders and 29.5% of 8th graders scored proficient. 2018 through 2019 literacy tasks. This slide shows the Oxon Hill Middle School overall content and form comparison scores of the selected cohort students. The first bar graph to your left compares grades 6 through 8 cohort students' content scores in math, science, social studies, health, and RELA. The color orange represents 0. The color green represents a score of 1. The color yellow represents a score of 2. The color red represents a score of 3. And the color blue represents a score of 4. In analyzing the cohort's data in the area of content of the literacy task essays, it is evident that in each subject area, the majority of cohort students in grades 6 through 8 scored a 2 or below. The bar graph to your right also shows similar trends in comparing core subject areas form scores on the literacy task. More than 50% of cohort students in grades 6 through 8 scored a 2 or below. The next 3 slides will show a breakdown of literacy task cohort scores by grade level. The grade 6 cohort literacy task scores and content were below satisfactory as a whole in math and science. This could be partially due to the low amount of essay submissions for the cohort. However, in social studies and RELA, there were a few students who were able to score a 3 on their literacy task and content. In the area of form, there were slightly more students who were proficient, but the majority of students in the 6th grade still scored a 2 or below in form. In grade 7, the cohort's data in content and form shows about 60% or more of the students scoring a 2 or below in math, science, social studies, and RELA. However, there were more students who scored 3s and 4s than in the 6th grade. In grade 8, the data trend also continues where at least 60% or more of the cohort scored a 2 or less in content and form. However, in the 8th grade, the cohort had the most number of students score 3s and 4s in content and form, especially in math and RELA. Instructional implications. Oxon Hill Middle School students in all content areas need more instruction and practice on textual analyzing, reasoning, and English mechanics to boost their literacy task content and form scores from 0s, 1s, and 2s to 3s and 4s. Oxon Hill Middle School teachers need additional training on teaching how to analyze and reason from reading informational texts. Literacy task overall glows and grows. In analyzing the literacy task, the main glows were: thesis statements were consistently well written, good introductions and hooks, writing stamina was evident. The overall grows were: more error analysis needed in math, needs additional reasoning and explanation, and finally, needs support with analysis. Literacy task and instructional coaching artifacts. The first artifact is a teacher observation form that I created, which focused on student discourse in the classroom. The second artifact shows a copy of my weekly collaborative planning agenda. My final artifact shows a copy of one of my literacy task learning walk schedules. This particular schedule was for literacy task implementation in health and PE. Next steps for the approaching school year. Number 1, instructional focus. Analyzing and reasoning in essay writing, student discourse, and feedback will be the initial instructional focuses for the beginning of next school year. Number 2, collaborative planning. I will continue to facilitate collaborative planning sessions for 45 uninterrupted minutes twice a month, along with a full planning session with the RELA department once per month. Number 3, instructional coaching. A shift from heavy literacy task support to instructional coaching will be my new focus for the next school year. I will continue to build relationships with the instructional staff at Oxon Hill Middle School. My goal is to complete at least one coaching cycle with every RELA and social studies teacher in Oxon Hill Middle School throughout the first through fourth quarters. Co-teaching, modeling lessons, and conducting personal learning walks will be some of the strategies that I will use during my instructional coaching practices. Thanks for attending my presentation.